Good afternoon. I'm Matt May, President of Core Group Resources.
Hey, I'm Charles Ishee, Executive Sales Consultant with Core Group Resources.
Core Group Resources recently attended the third annual LNG Forum and the Energy Sustainability Forum over the last few weeks. While we were there, we gained a bunch of knowledge in regard to four main issues that LNG, hydrogen, and other facilities are having issues with, which is funding, government policies, material, and labor. We all understand that lately costs have gone up quite a bit, and labor has always been an issue, but probably more right now post-COVID than in the past.
This is my first time attending a forum, and based on the conversations that we had with the attendees and the group. Last year, the LNG conference was a lot larger than the hydrogen conference, and this year it was a paradigm shift where it was more talk about the hydrogen conference than the LNG. So it seems like that the hydrogen is coming into the future.
Yeah. To add to that. Because I was at both events last year and both events this year, I would say LNG last year was about a third bigger than it was now, and then hydrogen definitely surpassed that considerably, where LNG this year was about a third less, and hydrogen was more or less maxed out. With that, the push towards renewable energies and sources, etc., are definitely gained interest. We've been to a bunch of these forums where even banking and finance would get up and discuss that they're not really funding these LNG projects as much as they are the offshore wind, the solar, the hydrogen, and carbon capture is the big thing these days. And how do we reduce the carbon footprint across the board? That said, LNG is not going to go anywhere. That's how we heat our homes. That's how it's one of the most abundant sources that we have. The problem is it's still tied to oil and gas. And LNG companies in general need to do a better job about marketing the renewable aspect of LNG. And what is that doing for their communities, not only with jobs, but keeping costs low as well. I think we've all experienced, especially recently, since Russia went into Ukraine, this spike in prices for everything, not just oil and gas, but LNG is on the rise as well. They've got two major projects in Russia that are more or less stalled between Arctic 1 and Arctic 2. These are not small projects. They're $20 billion investments each. So in general, LNG is seeing a struggle right now, not only for financing, but policies, for renewables, and they're not really looking at LNG as a renewable, and then the labor shortage in general. Here at Core Group Resources, our core business is recruiting and staffing. And if your company is in need, whether it be direct hire or contract labor, we can do both. It doesn't matter if it's onshore, offshore, on the assets themselves, or your back office. We can support you.